Hi, and welcome back to rally.nor Overland project. Now, first of all, I need to say that I'm very happy. We just crossed a milestone today. We passed well over 100 subs, the channel, and I'm so happy because I've only been doing this for a couple of months, and I can see that it's over one sub each day, so that's been fabulous. Makes me want to go on and keep on doing this stuff for you and show you how I build my bike and how I like to do it. I hope you can see it the way that I present it. It's not an issue of telling you what is right, it's just telling you my views and how I like to do it, and from there nothing is wrong. So whatever you do with your bike, keep on doing it, having fun, make it your way, do whatever you want to, and just as long as you enjoy yourself, enjoy what you do, and keep on throttling around, having fun, nothing is wrong. It's just go out and do what you like the best. So today, before I start celebrating, just going to take you over and see what's going on with the tank project. For all of you new followers, there has been a couple of vids before, installing the Camel tank first of all, and then the second thing was installing the IMS tank also for the rally. And connecting those two together is kind of a project in itself, because as you know, the Camel tank is actually made to connect to the OEM tank, that's original tank that comes with it. So it's a few differences, we have to work around it, and now you have to just wait and see what I'm going to do with it. Just stay with me and I will bring you up and close and tell you a little bit about what's going on at the moment. The Camel tank is connected to the IMS tank via this fuel hose. I have routed it from the outlet here, the output, and it's routed through the frame under the tank and up through the vent hole in the tank cap. As you know, this creates a vacuum which will eventually suck the fuel out of the Camel tank first, before it starts drawing fuel from the IMS tank. So please go back and see all the previous vids on the fueling before you see this. Might be a good idea, or if you already have the idea, just keep on watching. Now, the thing with this is that this hose is, it's fastened to the fuel cap. So when I start turning the fuel cap, the hose will also turn. And it's quite loose, so it will unscrew itself, and eventually it will just come off like this. Now, it's not a good idea, I think, to take this off each time you have to open the fuel cap, because there will be maybe 100 fuelings and more, whatever. So I needed to come up with an idea to make this more permanent. The fuel cap itself, it only needs one clock turn before it's off. So I can actually put it on, make it one turn, and it's tight. So that's a good thing, because yeah, I could have maybe fastened this hose, and actually I could turn the hose with the cap, but too many twists, I don't like it. So new idea came to my mind, and actually we are going to use part from the camel tank that came with the camel tank, and this is the air vent hose. So the air comes into the camel tank via this hose, and because it's such a fine 90-degree hose, I'm going to use this one, and I will show you exactly how I'm going to do it. I'm going to use some what do you call it? Fuel hose connectors. So I will actually go with the 90-degree fuel hose from here. I will fit it to the cap, fuel cap. I will shorten it a bit, and I will also cut this one, and I will use a quick connector. So each time I'm fueling up, I'm going to disconnect this one, and then I can turn the fuel cap as I want, freely, and I can fill up both my Camel tank, my IMS tank, and I can just clip them together, and they are attached, and then we have vacuum and suction, and everything works fine. So all I need now is just make another vent hose, or maybe even go for a shorter vent cap. So that's what I'm going to do today, and we'll see how it goes. I have not filled her up with fuel yet, because I just need to sort out all these things. Also got to say that this will only be stage 1, because there are actually another thing that came to my mind. So I'm going to evolve this fuel line a bit. I'm going to do some more stuff with it, but we will get back to that later, and we'll see how it goes. But I think it's perfect. So once again, need to tell you thank you for following. Hope you find this informative, and yeah, I'm really happy about it. So I'll bring you close. You will have a look at what I'm going to do now. Okay. So, as you can see here now, this is the 90-degree hose that I was talking about. This comes with the Camel tank when ordered, and is actually used to prevent a big, you know, a straight line, which will make a very big yeah, kind of bow right here. And that will also, if you have luggage and such, it will press, and maybe it will strangle your air vent. So that's why this 90-degree comes with the Camel tank. Now, as you can see, this is it's fitted with the a fuel hose clip which unleashes when you press it like this. And to bring you over to the fuel cap on the IMS tank, as you can see, it's only a very small, yeah, there you can see it. It's very small, and it's also very tight down here. So the wall thickness of your hose should not be very thick at all. And besides, so this is not a pressurized hose, so it doesn't need to be thick at all. It's only the vacuum, and the vacuum it's so small that it doesn't matter. But you see the problem now also. All this hose here, it will, of course, it will make a problem if you want to use a tank bag or something like that, because then you cannot make any vacuum, because it will turn over. And if you come up here now, the plan now is to use, instead of this, I will use the 90-degree hose and make it just come up here and go straight forward. There I will put in this, the quick connector. I use a 45-degree quick connector, and I will use the straight end, this one. I will use the straight end to the 90-degree hose, and I will use the 45-degree to connect to this hose. And therefore there will be, yeah, it will lay quite fine right there. And I hope it will hold or withstand if I put a tank bag on top. So now these are Chinese plastic, cheap, I don't know, I just find them very easy to, yeah, I've just bought them to see how it actually works. So if I find that this works all right, I might go for some metal, which is of course more durable. And you know, I'm always worried about these plastics, if they will break, if there get too much tension on it, it might break, and yeah, you won't be using your Camel tank. Then you only have your IMS tank. So as you do understand that this hose clip, it cannot fit down to the fuel cap, so I'm going to cut it. I'm going to make a very fine cut and take this, yeah, I'm going to take these off, and hopefully I can just attach it to the hose and just press it down to the fuel cap. Now here you can see the 90-degree hose that came with the Camel tank, and as I explained to you, this is what I'm going to do now. This is the hose that goes to the Camel tank at the moment, and I'm going to use this 90-degree onto the fuel cap here, and I'm also going to use this clip to tighten it, because it's going, or otherwise it's going to be too loose. Now I do want this hose to get as close to the cap as possible. I want it to stay as flat to the cap, just because sometimes maybe I want to place a tank bag on here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to measure the hole depth, and then I'm going to cut as much as I dare to, just to get this as close to the surface of the cap as possible. So by measuring this now, the depth down to the bottom there, you can see now, beside, yeah, not in the hole of course, but here it's 12, almost 13 millimeters. That would be 1.2 inches. So this is the depth, and now I'm going to have a look and see how much I can take off. I would dare to go, this will be also the top of the nipple here. So from there to there, yeah, I can take off this much. So after that, to get this clip also to fit into the hole, I'm going to take yeah, I don't know, use a plier or a Dremel or a tool, something, just to cut this off and make it very short, and I will try to get it down around the hose into this hole as well, and that will lock it into place. And when that is in place, it will be quite stable, and I don't think it's going to loosen. So I'm just going to start with cutting this off, and we will take it from there. So there we have it. As you can see now, I'm taking off these arms and made it a lot shorter. So I think that will be very perfect now to get fitted. One thing very important is to, before you fasten this hose, because you want it to point in a certain direction when you have fastened your cap. So if this is loose and I fasten it right here, it's actually going to turn the wrong way when I tighten. So make sure to tighten the cap first, and then you fit your hose after that. Now I'm just going to try to push a little bit. I'm so afraid that the nipple in here will break, so I have to be really careful not to break it. It's, you know, I don't have much options besides this. The hole is too tight to get a hose clamp in here, and I think this clip is the only way to go for me now. So yeah, I think I'll leave it there. I think that would be enough actually. I can see that it's fairly in place. Oh yeah, I can get it even a little bit more down. Okay, so it looks nice and straight. I don't think it's going to do much. I have it now slightly off center, so it will point at the side that I want to have the other hose. And now I just have to fit this quick connector. Now I'm going to use the straight male from the tank, and I'm going to use the connector to the hose from the Camel tank, from under the tank. So it will be pretty much like this. And for that I'm going to use some other clips to tighten. I'm not going to, put the end too far back. I'm just going to do it like this, and so it will have some play in this area. So now it's going to be easier if I unscrew the cap. As you can see now, if I unclip this, now I can turn this freely as I want, and it makes it a lot easier when I'm going to fuel it. So I'm going to use these Perma Quick clamps, hose clamps, as I think they are looking quite nice and better. So there you have it, and yeah, that's how it is. You can see I have some free play here, and I think this works out very well. I can shorten this a little bit, but I will do that later. Well, now I hope you find this a little bit enlightening and interesting. Maybe it gives you some ideas if you are stuck in some projects or something. Very happy to have you all watching. I think this is going to work out just fine. As I told you, I might just change this and have a metal or steel connector just in case, so I'm not going to worry about this breaking. Maybe I cannot fit the tank bag, but I will work on that too. Now I'm very happy to see you guys again. Now I'm going to celebrate 100 subs. That's cool. Let's make it 100 more and go from there. There's still a lot of things to do with the bike. I have a lot of stuff waiting for it. So we had another 20 centimeters of snow today, or 8 inches for those of you who use inches. So I'm not going to drive anywhere in the nearest days anyway. Just have to work harder, and then we will finally get on the road or into the tracks. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.